Today, Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar will skip on the manuscript of the sourcing allocation strategy with quality flexible contract under global network uncertainty. We will develop a set of decision rules for buying firm to develop an optimal sourcing strategy when facing demand and supply risk. Our study is motivated by a buyer who seeks to minimize expected sourcing cost by diversifying to address its supply and demand risk. The firm makes use of the quantity flexible contract and sources from a combination of the outsourcing, offshoring, and or on in-house production. Quantity flexible contract introduce multiple stages that allow the buyer to postpone and certain decision to reduce risk impact. Via numerical studies, we explore the impact of the demand and supply uncertainty as well as purchasing cost on the degree of the supplier diversification. The keywords are the risk mitigation, supply and demand risk, operational hedging, logistic risk, exchange rate risk, global supply chain risk management, multi-sourcing, and insourcing. The past 2 decades have witnessed tremendous growth in the outsourcing of all the sorts of the activity, including customer service, logistics, manufacturing. Firms cite a desire to focus on core competency and a need to take advantage of the low wage rates overseas at primer, primary regions. However, relying on a single overseas sources exposes a buyer to the significant supply and demand risk in today's global market. A strategy that combines quantity flexible contracts with multiple supply sources can effectively reduce those risks while maintaining healthy effort. QFC are designed in response to the needs of postponing sourcing decision until supply chain uncertainty are practically resolved. For instance, in manufacturing, JIT delivery in the Toyota production system is an example of a time and quality flexible contract. Toyota additionally, WorldCo implements a minimum purchasing and capacity reserve contract. Other QFC examples include capacity reservation contracts and fixed unit price contract in electricity industry, take on pay contracts in coal mining, and indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contract that prescribe the minimum and maximum purchasing quantity in government agency. Historically, Toyota achieved greater success by aligning a sole sourcing strategy with QFC. However, in 2011, Toyota faced worldwide production disruption due to the Eastern Japan earthquake. Because Toyota had sole source most of its sub-assembly, sudden shutdowns of several suppliers after the earthquake caused worldwide shortage. As a consequence, Toyota executives have started that they will seek to incorporate multiple supply sources in the future. Similarly, Apple has also exhibited vulnerability to sole sourcing. The company had been solely relying on the Foxconn to produce its iPhone. However, in 2012, Apple reported a significant profit loss due to the inability of the Foxconn to meet the fast growing demand for the iPhone 5. In response, Apple moved to more risk adverse, capacity flexible, dual outsourcing strategy. In contrast to the Apple's complete outsourcing strategy, Samsung practices a multi-sourcing strategy consisting of more than 90% of either offshoring company of operated overseas production, in-house production with less than 10% outsourcing. Samsung states that its multi-sourcing strategy and worldwide offshoring location enable the company to more responsive to the market than to reduce its over under stock risk. Samsung and other firms practice offshoring to secure their intellectual property, to avoid creating future competitors, and to exploit low cost production opportunity overseas. The risk mitigation benefits of maintaining in house production have begun to catch the attention of the manufacturer. Broad conducted a case study focusing on the back sourcing decision of the four German auto manufacturers to integrate in-house production after the 2007 financial crisis. The manufacturer that had originally retained some in-house production period to 2007 took 1 by 12 of time integrate a back sourcing plan compared to those that did not. HSBC's 2003 global report points out that the some risk and averse companies have started to backsource part of their production in response to the growing vulnerability of their overseas supply sources. Even though QFC and multi-supply sources can reduce the potential loss from the supply-demand risk, proper risk management is a key to success. For instance, after Boeing implemented the TPS for its new 787 aircraft, its sourcing increased from 35% to 70%, and its offshoring increased from 5% to 30%. However, Boeing did not properly anticipate that the extensive outsourcing offshoring project would drastically increase in its supply risk. A result of neglecting such risk, Boeing has experienced substantial profit loss and production drawbacks, including cancelled orders, multiple delivery delays, and unexpected costs stemming from a overheating problem. Aiming to address the increasingly vulnerability in a global supply chains, we provide a systematic approach for managers to actively manage their global sourcing strategy by determining the best combination of the outsourcing, offshoring, and in-house production. Table 1 identifies the relative comparison of each strategy of our dimension. Certain cost trade-offs can be optimized by the combining dual and trial sourcing strategy with appropriate QFC. The three sourcing strategy: production cost, in, off, and out; production cost high, medium, and low; lead time low, medium, and high; logistic risk minimal, low, and high; exchange rate risk none, high, and high. So this shows the